Right then, Liam, first of 4 prediction shows for Usyk Fury 2. We've gone with the co-main event. First up, Moses Itauma versus the big Aussie. I think his name's Tower, nickname's Tower, I think, from what I've been hearing this week, which is quite a cool nickname for Demsey McKean. He's coming in having only lost to Filip Hrgovic via a final round stoppage. I think that was in an IBF eliminator, wasn't it? He's 22-1, 14 KOs. Moses, of course, obviously undefeated with under half of the fights that Demsey has. He's 10-0, 8 knockouts. There's a few WBA trinkets on the line for it. There might even be a WBO as well.
WBA and WBO, yeah, international.
Yeah, internationals and all that jazz on the line. But look, it's a good step in the right direction for Moses Itauma. For me, I think McKean is, he's tall, he's big, he's going to cause issues. His experience, all the type of attributes that Moses needs to come up against at this point in his career. I think Demsey McKean has. Yeah, I'm actually quite keen on the matchup.
Yeah, look, it's very, very clever matchmaking. And by that, I mean, McKean was number 2 with the IBF, lost the final eliminator to number 1 Hrgovic, hasn't been seen since. He's said in his interviews this week he wasn't injured, etc. He just needed a break from boxing after that loss. Wasn't planning to box at all this year. Saudi came calling, offering him a payday, and hey presto, he's in the ring. So very clever, I think, from Frank and Queensberry. It's a name enough because he's been in the rankings, but I'm not saying it's a soft touch at all. Demsey McKean has a shot in this fight, but it's probably the best option in terms of someone that's been high up in governing body rankings, has been in a final eliminator, but doesn't have too much nous, too much experience. You still expect Moses to come through this test quite comfortably, but it is the best name. It's, what else were they going to do? Bring out Brian Jennings or Trevor Bryan or someone like that ilk of heavyweight carrying on down the whack path. I'm glad they've gone this way, but again, it's Uncle Frank being very clever in who he picks when for prospects. He does it in all divisions, but probably heavyweight better than any other, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, look, just getting straight into it, my belief is that the route they'll look to maybe go down is Kubrat Pulev, if they can, although I've heard, as I said yesterday, that Jarrell Miller might be getting that fight. But, I think Demsey McKean's going to take Moses Itauma around, just getting into the prediction side of the video now. I think Moses Itauma's going to get given rounds by Demsey McKean. I don't think the Aussie's going to come with that much ambition, although he has talked a good game. I've watched a few of his interviews this week. He's sort of saying that he wants to steal Moses Itauma's fire or the plaudits and hype that he's got if he beats him. That he's saying all the right things, but I don't know how much ambition he's going to come with. But I think he's going to make it awkward for Moses, and he has to switch on. He's certainly not going to run through him like he did Marius Wack, and if he does, that would be a massive, massive statement. So my prediction for the fight, Liam, is going to be a very, very comfortable and wide unanimous decision for Moses Itauma.
See, this is where we disagree slightly. So I agree Moses is going to win. I'm not going for Demsey McKean at all, but I think it's going to be another emphatic statement from Moses. It's the perfect storm. It's the credible name on his record, but someone who's not been active, who's not done anything since the defeat, who has come out and said, look, I wanted to step away from boxing for a while. So he's fallen out of love with the game. He's come back for the money as opposed to everything else. Of course, he's saying the right things this week, that he wants to steal Moses' soul, etc., etc. But the reality is, if this fight wasn't in Riyadh, I doubt Demsey McKean would be in the ring. Moses to make a statement like a hot knife through butter inside 5 rounds stoppage for Moses Itauma. Pick up the WBA trinket to go alongside his WBO one. And hopefully they can move him in a direction that doesn't involve him putting Kubrat Pulev in a retirement home or something like that.
I'm not keen on that fight. I'm not having it that he's going to be the youngest ever heavyweight champion by beating.
Not for that belt. Not for the
Kubrat Pulev for the WBA regular. Well, there we go. Then it's going to be the co-main event, Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury. I've gone with a unanimous decision for Moses Itauma. Liam has gone with Moses within 5, you said, didn't you?
Yeah.
5-round destruction job. Of course, let us know what you think of the fight in the comments, and we'll be back very shortly for Mr. Johnny Fisher against Doncaster De La Hoya, as he's been introduced tonight, Dave Allen. So yeah, we'll be back in 1 minute.